In this lecture, we're going to learn about storage bins. So the topics we're going to cover, they are definition of storage bin master data, storage bin types, storage bin structure, create storage bin automatically, manually and automatically, search for the empty storage bins, and how to find the bin status report and blocking of the storage bins. So before we start, please look at this picture where we have seen the warehouse management org structure. So you can see the bottom level, which is the storage bin level, which is linked to the storage section. So now we're going to learn about storage bin. So first we'll understand the theory side of it. What is a storage bin? So storage bins are always linked to a storage section. Storage bin is the smallest unit in the warehouse organization structure. Storage bin is a physical location where the material is stored. A storage bin can be a location on a shelf or a container in a rack. Storage bin master data can be uniquely identified by its coordinate. A storage bin coordinate can have a maximum length of 10 characters. And a storage bin is assigned to the warehouse number, storage type, storage section, and optionally to the storage bin type. So what is storage bin type? We'll talk about this in the later part of this video. So let us first start that how we can create the lowest level org structure, which is the storage bin structure, automatically. Then we'll talk about how we can do it manually as well. So LS10 is a transaction, or you can use the IMG menu path like we have seen here. So let us start this one. So in SPRO, under logistic execution, under warehouse management, under master data, storage bin, and here you can see define storage bin structure. So here we need to first define the structure, and then in the second step we'll create the storage bin. So here in this dummy system you can see there are a lot of different warehouses, number setup, and the structure setup. So for now we'll keep it very simple, and we'll pick up a very simple example. For example, if you look at this example, if I select this one and click on the detail button, so here you can see first we have a existing warehouse number, and then we have a storage type, then we have a sequence number, then we have a template. So that means we create the storage bin structure for a combination of the warehouse number and a storage type. And then you have a template. So what template is? So template is talking about how we're going to set up the structure. Okay. So we'll come back to this template in a minute, but before that, let us see this one, that what is the start value and what is the end value. So we're saying that the bin start value will be 0 1 0 1 0 1, and the end value will be 0 1 10 and 10. So what that means? So let us understand this one first, and then we'll come back to this screen. So if you look at this screen, now you need to understand this screen first. So here you can see we have shelf 11. Okay, then next one is shelf 12, and then so on. We can have shelf 13, 14, and so on. Okay, so that's your shelf. So you can see here two shelves are next to each other, and the area between the shelf is called aisle. So that's probably aisle 1 or aisle 10 or 11. Next can be aisle 12. So something like this. And then you have this one as a level. So you can, this is as a level 1, level 2. So just like in a building you have levels, so ground floor or level 1, level 2, level 3, same thing. This is level 1, level 2, level 3, and level 4, level 5. And then we have the third thing as a stack. So you can see here stack 1, stack 2, stack 3, stack 4, and stack 5. So all this one pallet is probably a stack. So next one will be a stack 2, same thing. So just see this picture carefully and understand what is shelf, what is aisle, what is level 1 2 3 4 like this, and what is stack. And then we move on to the next picture, which is this one. So same picture like before, but just a little bit different. So here you can see again that we have stack 1, stack 2, stack 3, and stack 4, and that's a level 1, level 2, level 3, and level 4. So now look at this picture from this arrow side, like the screen is saying look from this side. So make sure you look from this view, the blue arrow view. When you look from this view, then just imagine this shelf like something like this. So here you can see the similar thing again, that we got level 1 2 3 and 4, and at the bottom we got stack 1, stack 2, stack 3, stack 4. Now here when we create the bin number, then the bin number will be probably something like this, like 0 1 0 1 0 1. What that means is, so 0 1 is a shelf, so shelf 1, and 0 1 is the stack, and the next one is a level. If you move on to the next one, say this one 0 1 0 2 0 1, that means shelf 1, and the next is stack 2, and third is level 1. So probably if you go to say something like this 0 1 0 3 and 0 3, what that means is shelf 1, 0 third stack, and third level. If you go to something like this 0 1 0 2 0 4, that means shelf 1, stack 2, and level 4. So that's a bin number. So looking at the bin number, probably you can imagine that what does it mean. So something like this. Okay, so that's how we're going to set up our bin numbers or bin structure. So you need to keep this picture in mind when we're going to create the bin structure. So let's see the bin structure now. So here we were creating our bin structure. So here, like, now you understand what's the start value, what is the end value, and what's the increment. So how the next bin number will be incrementing. So 0 1 0 1, so that's the one increment, for example. So now let's go through this one again. So like, that's your warehouse number, that's your storage type, that's a sequence number, and sequence number is nothing, it's just like 0 0 1. For example, you can create, if you want to create one bin structure within one warehouse and storage type, then you just create 0 0 1. But if you enter next one, probably you need to create more than one structure within the same warehouse and storage type, then you can go to the 0 0 2 to create the next one. But for now, keep it simple, make it 0 0 1. Now how the template will look like. So template is saying that N stands for numeric. So let me press F1 on this one, that will give you more detail. So press F1 on this field in your system and read all this information. So here N stands for the numeric character between 0 and 9, I stands for alphabetic character, and C stands for the constant or common character. So please go through this example and try to understand this example. This is a very easy example. For example, they're saying that if I want to create a template like ANN, that means A stands for alphabetic letter, N is again, there are two N, that means there are two constants, something like this. See, A1 1, there are two constants at the end, and then first one is, sorry, there are two numeric at the end, not constant, two numeric at the end, and then A is your alphabetic letter. So same thing, and C means you need everything else will be constant, okay, or you can say a common character. Same thing, you can see this is also the second one is ANN, which is saying on A11, okay. And then if you look at the first one again, you can see the increment is 1 1 1. That means when the structure is, and we need to tell how the structure will look like. That means A, B, C. That means all three characters are different. A is different, B is different, C is different. So when system will generate the bins, it will be something like this: A11, A212, A21, A22, because there's an increment of 111. But in the second case, which is similar to the first one, but the only difference is this is not ABC, this is ABB. That means the last two are same. It's not ABC, so ABB. That means the last two are same. So here, and the increment is same, 111. So here it will be creating last two as the same. So A11, A22, B11, B22. You can keep an eye that last two numbers are same, because it's saying I'm ABB. So same thing in the third one. So just go through this one. So here, because you need to enter the template, which is NAC, where you enter this template like this. So you can have maximum 10 digits, 10 characters. So here, for example, I'm using NN, which is first two are numbers. Let me press F1 again. So in this example, the first two are, which is N, which is the numeric character, and then, so numeric character, for example, I want to create it as a 01. So 01 is a numeric character. Then it's saying I'm C, because C means this is a constant or a common character. Then again there are two numeric, so we got two numeric here, and then again we got a C here. Then that means we got a common character or constant here, and then we have got two and then again, which is 01, and last two we don't want to use it, so last two will be blank here. So here last two will say CC, right? But if you look at this, if I press F1 again, if you look at this example, in this example they maintained the last 6 as CCC. That means we don't want to use them, so you can make it like CCCCC. And here our structure is saying AA space means that will be a common character, then BB space and CC. So these two will be same, these two we want to keep same, these two we want to keep same. Okay, so that's why we're saying 01, 01, 01. Okay, and something like we have just seen in the site, so something like that we're going to create it here. And the end value, okay, so end value will be 0, 1, 10 and 10. You can make it, for example, end value 0, depending how many space you have, how many characters you want to create. So I can also create it like a 05 like this. Okay, or I can go back to the old one, which is 10, 10, 10, 10. Okay, and every time the next increment will be 0, 1, 0, 1. So in this way, if you look at this one, so how many bins will be created? If you look at this, so it will be 10 into 10 will be 100. So we'll see that in a minute. So that's how we created. So for now, I'll copy this one, click on the copy button, and we'll create for our own warehouse number, the one that we have created. So warehouse number we created before was YWM, press enter, and pick one storage type within your warehouse number. So here, for example, I can say pick first one, 001, and sequence number, make it only 1 for now, and press enter. So because we copied, so it's saying there's no entry for this one, the last field. So try to remove it. And also remove the storage bin type. So we'll talk about the storage bin type later on. Press enter. That's it. So make sure you save it first. Save. Select your transport request number. That's it. So that's how we have just now created the structure. Okay, so after creating the structure, we will create the bin for this one. So if I go back again just to have a look, so here you can see, if I search for my warehouse number YWM, that's the one, and click on detail, and that's the one we just created. So to create the bin automatically, so you can go to environment, create bins. So here system is not going to create it straight away, but it's telling you that this is how it's going to, that's how the bin structure will look like. It's just showing you now, it's not saving it. So here you can see 001, 010101, next one is 010102, and so on. So you can see all this next series. Okay. So if you're happy with this one, then you can click on the create storage bin online. If you're not happy, you can go back and make the changes. So if I click on create storage bin online, now it will create. Do you want to create? I'll say yes. That's it. At the bottom you can see a message saying 100 storage bins are created. 100 storage bins. If I click on the message, it's saying 100 storage bins are created. So now you understand how how it counted 100. So if I make it say here 0505, obviously it will be 50. Okay, so that's how it will work. So that's how we can create the storage bin. Save it, go back. Now here you can see within your any system you're using, you will see some dummy structures. For example, some are starting with say A0, A-01, C02 up to C02. Okay, or if I scroll down, there can be some others. You can see the different types here. For example, this one is starting with B-001 and ending with B-050. Okay, so in the assignment I'm going to give you a something unique one, so that's the one you can try in your own system. So that's how we create our bins. Now if you want to see a bin, for example, if I click on one more, if I open one more session, so you can use ls0 to end transaction, 02 end transaction to change a bin, and ls03 and to display a bin. So if I press enter, so you enter your warehouse number, storage type, and open the storage bin section and select. So these are the ones that I just created. Obviously you can see that empty tick, that means they are empty. There's no material within any of the storage bins. For example, if I select this one, press enter, then you can see the detail of the storage bin. So that's the detail screen of a storage bin. So you can go through different tabs. So we'll talk about the data within this tab in a minute. So who created when, the last tab, statistics, saying who created and when it was created, stuff like that. So you can also enter some like what size, then weight, capacity and all that. So stuff like that you can do it here. But as you know that I only created storage the bins for the storage type 001. For example, for 002 I haven't created anything yet. So if I try to search something here, it will say I got nothing. So if I remove this and try to search the bins within this combination of the warehouse number and the storage type, is saying at the bottom you can see a message, no values found, because I haven't created any storage bin for the other type. So now you understand how the bin structure look like and how it works, and how we can create our own structure. So that was how we can create it automatically, but we can also create it manually. So it's like, it's not a very common practice to do it manually, but just to let you know that it can be created manually, but usually we create it automatically using ls10. So to create it manually, you can use transaction ls0 1n, or you can also click here or create, or you can use ls/n ls01n, enter. For example, for this combination I want to create something, a new, so say same structure, and press enter. If I create this, you can see it allows me to create it, and I can now save it. It's asking me what's the storage section, so I can enter a storage section first, and then it will allow me to save it. Save it. That's it. So that's how you can create manually. But remember that if you need to create manually, so if you're creating say 100 storage bins within a combination of warehouse number and storage type, there'll be a lot of work. So 100, you can imagine how many you need to create it manually. So obviously we'll create it automatically. Now we'll learn about the list of the empty storage bins. So for example, like from the end user perspective, if it's a forklift driver or a warehouse supervisor, and they want to see that within this storage type, what what are the empty storage bins available. So that's a menu path you can use, or you can use LX01 to to check the all the available empty storage bins. For example, somebody wants to put away some material into a storage bin and looking for the empty storage bin for the manual data entry or something. So we'll talk about all this later on, but for now I'll show you LX01 you can use. LX01 you can use for the empty storage bins. For example, if I search for the one that I just created for the first storage type 001, if I execute this, it will give me the list of all the available empty storage bins. So these are the empty ones where there's no material at all. So if I go back, you can also check as soon as there's material into one storage bin, it will not appear here in this list anymore. If I use a different combination, for example, if I 001 and this is a different warehouse 001, if I execute it, you can see again it will only show me those storage bins that are empty. Then we'll talk about the bin status report. So if you want to see how the status of all the bins within a combination of the warehouse and storage type, then you can use LX03 or use this menu path. So same thing, I can go to, you can close one screen, I can go to LX03 and then you can run for only one warehouse number, or for example I can also enter. So if I run, use this warehouse number 001 and storage type also 001 again. So if I execute that, so here you can see the status. That means it's showing you what materials is stored within what storage bin. For example, you can see first that's a storage type, that's a storage bin 01001, and that is a material stored here, and plant belongs to 1000. So if you click on this bin, if you click on this bin number 01001, you can straight away jump to LS03 and transaction, where it will see the detail of the bin, and at the bottom you can see that is a material stored here which belongs to this plant and this storage storage type. Sorry, storage location. So if I go back, same thing you can. And other thing is, if you click on the bin number, it will jump you to take you to the display of the bin. But if you click on the material number, it will take you to the quant screen. So what is quant? We'll talk about in the next video later on. But that is a quant, where it will give you the detail of the material that is stored within a bin. So quant or the material number is the detail of the material which is stored within a bin, and if you click on this one, this is the detail of the storage bin itself. So I can scroll down and I can see different different storage bins and the material stored within those storage bins. If I go back, if I look for my my storage my warehouse number, if I search for this, you can see all those are, because we just created, so they all are empty. So that's a report you can run to check the status of all the storage bins. Now we'll talk about what is storage bin types. So before we discuss this, let me show you what is storage bin type. So if I open any storage bin, for example L, or you can jump to from here, for example if I open this, so that's a display only. You can go to the change. If you want to go to the change, then you can go to LS02N. So Now we're going to discuss about what is storage bin types. So here you can see storage bin type. If I open this, there's no value maintained here for our warehouse number. Okay, so but if I open a different warehouse number, say 001, then you can see storage bin type. Here we have different values to select. So I can see, for example, here you can select so whether this storage bin belongs to 1 meter height, 2 meter height, 3 meter height, or any different criteria. Okay, so these criteria we can also maintain in customizing, that I'm going to show you in a minute. But before we learn about the customizing of this storage bin type, let's understand the theory side of this storage bin type. So what is a storage bin type? So storage bin type basically will combine together different type of storage bins. For example, here like in the screen you can see that some storage bin type can be high bin, some can be a low bin. So you can link them to a storage bin. So and SAP will know that these are the storage bin and these are the high bin, and it will consider them when it's doing the when it's using a put away strategy. Okay, so let's see some theory about the storage bin types. So what is a storage bin type? So storage bin type is a grouping that can be assigned to storage bins of a similar nature. For example, a storage bin type could be created called bin height width as 1 meter, or can be like 2 meter height or 2 meter wide. This grouping could then be assigned to bins in the warehouse that are 1 meter in height or width. The storage bin type plays a very important role if your warehouse is activated for SUM, so storage unit management. So that's a different topic. So the storage bin type will come into picture if you're using the storage unit management. Okay, so it can control which storage unit type can be put away in which types of bins. For example, to avoid damage to the bins, you do not want to store bigger storage units in the smaller bins. So that means if your storage unit management SUM is activated, then system will automatically consider while doing the put away, using the put away strategy, that whether this material should be put into a 1 meter height bin, 1 meter height rack, or the 2 meter high rack, or something like that. So that's a use of the storage bin types. So let's see how we can customize our own storage bin types. So go to customizing SPRO, and you can go to the menu bar, or you can quickly search for the storage bin types. So that's the one. So open it. So you can see some existing one, and we can copy them and create our own for our own warehouse number. So you can select them, click on copy. So I'll give my warehouse number, which is YWM and you can give your own description, whatever you want to call it, block size 1 or whatever, or bin height 1 meter, 2 meter, and B1 is a block size, E1 is the height. For example, I can call it not E1, I can call it, for example, H1 height criteria, H2, call whatever you like. This is just description only. H3, press enter. Now I can save it. Save. And now if I open one of my bin for my own warehouse number, so which is YWM, and now if I want to assign I want to say that this bin is 1 meter height, for example, then you can see all those options, H1, H2, H3, that we just created. So I can select my own height and I can save it. So that's how you can create your own create your own bin type. Now we'll talk about the blocking of the storage bins. So how we can block it. So from time to time, probably we need to block our storage bins due to different reasons. So let's discuss this one. So you may need to block storage bins or a number of storage bins. This may need it because of bin damaged or normal warehouse maintenance. We can block a single storage bin or a number of storage bins together. So that's a menu path to block it. So if you want to block a single one, you can use ls02n, or if you want to use multiple, then you can use ls06 or ls08. So let's check this one. So if you want to block it, so here you can see block. So there's a put away. So either you can do it for a put away block or a stock removal block. So you can, if I select put away block, press enter, you can see as soon as I press enter or you save it, you will see a red light here. Okay, that means it's blocked for put away. However, it's still open for stock removal. Okay, so here you can see also the blocking reason. If I search for blocking reason, there is no value because we have not maintained anything in the customizing. I can directly jump to the customizing from here, or you can go to SPRO and we maintain our values here. Oh, I click on the wrong one. So define blocking reasons. So there can be, you can see different blocking reasons already here. And here you can either copy or you can create your own. So if I click on, if I want to create my own, click on new entry, warehouse number is YWM, reason is 1, and description will be, say, I'll say maintenance. I can create more, YWM, reason number 2 is damaged, YWM, reason number 3 is, so that's a warehouse number specific, others. So call whatever you like and create as many as you want. You can save it, select your transport request, and then come back to your ls02 and transaction where you can see your storage bin and change your storage bin. So for example, if I say put away, also now you can assign it a reason. For example, somebody else want to check why it is blocked, then they can understand that this is blocked because of maintenance. Okay, so if I block this, press enter, you can see a red light here. And if I select the stock removal block as well, press enter again, you can see another red light here. So if I save it, done. If I come back, then you can remove this blocks. Save it. It's asking me to remove the blocking reason as well, so remove it. That's it, done, change. So as we go ahead, we'll talk about different fields available within this screen, different screens. But for now, if you're interested to understand the other fields, just press F1 on these different fields that we haven't gone through, and you will have an understanding of about the detail of each field. So and other thing you can do is, if you want to mass block them or unblock them, so you can use ls06. Here you can enter your warehouse number, your storage type. For example, I'll enter my storage type, execute it. Okay, so here you can select whatever you want to select. For example, I want to block this, or says this or this, or you can select this button to select all, or press F5, and I can then click on this block icon, and then I can say I want to block for what, put away or stock removal, whatever. and here you can select a reason. I'll say maintenance, and done. So here you can see the status now. I can save it. I can now go back, come back in again. So here you can see they are again blocked. So I can, if I want to unblock, select them again, click on the unblock icon, and for both you want to unblock, done, save. So that's how you can mass block and unblock. So that's all about the storage bin topic. And just a recap what we learned in this lecture. So now we understand about what is the storage bin master data. We know what is storage bin types. We know the structure of the storage bin, how we can create it manually, how we can create it automatically, and how we can search for the empty storage bin, bin status report, and how we can block the storage bins. So for assignment number 1, I want you to create the storage bin structure for the warehouse number that you created before. So create storage bin data automatically for the below structure. So I want you to use this structure which is a different than what we created before, and create your own storage bins and check how many storage bins were created. Assignment number 2 is try to block one of your bin. At what levels can you block? How can you block bins in mass? And search for all the empty bins in your warehouse and storage type combination. And how can you check the status of all bins within a warehouse and storage type combination? So that's all about this topic. Thank you very much, and we'll continue with the next videos.